My name is Justin Barrett. I've been a licensed attorney in the state of Kansas for 5 years. I'm originally from Northwest Kansas, just 45 minutes away from Colby here in Oberlin. I've been licensed for 5 years. I was a prosecutor for the first 4 years after I got out of law school. And at that point, I was an elected prosecutor. After the end of my term, I did not run for a re-election. I kind of, I guess, switched over to the dark side. I'm only doing criminal defense work at this point. No more prosecution. I've been doing that exclusively for the last year. Here in Northwest Kansas, we don't exactly have drug courts. So I think anything that would focus what we do with criminal defendants who have drug problems, and have, whether that be judges who only hear drug cases day in and day out, I think that would be a welcome alternative that we could try. We'd probably definitely focus the issue on what the real problem is, rather than have the same judge hear probate case one day and hear manufacturing or sale of marijuana the next day. So,
what are the pros to drug treatment?
Pros to drug treatment alternative. What I see a lot of in my practice, I have a lot of people that I represent that are charged with possession of simple possession of marijuana. A lot of people charged with sale of marijuana, sale of methamphetamines, things of that nature. Occasionally I would get a defendant who's charged with manufacturing or growing, or manufacturing meth or growing pot. And the pros to a drug treatment alternatives, and with those clients, I see a lot of people that are simple possession type of people that they do it because it's not, the penalties don't really outweigh their need, their cravings. A lot of them have developed a dependence over 4, 5, 20 years, to where they just smoke a little weed when they get off work. Those people are dependent. They have a disease, an addiction, that if somebody helped them, they would not have a problem. Those people are not violent people. Those people do not need to be in prisons with my other clients who have committed armed robbery, aggravated battery. They took a baseball bat to somebody's head. Those people do not need to be in the same prison cell. They don't need to be in the same yard. We have some people that were recently convicted of growing marijuana. 80-year-old couple grew they lived out in the middle of a family farm. They probably had 10, 12 big plants, 10, 12 little plants, 10, 12 seedlings. They never hurt anybody. They never did anything other than they were old hippies. That's all they were. And those people should not be in prison. Those people should not ever go to prison, in my mind. And so I think there's a lot of pros that, if we just educate those people that, at this point in time, that is still an illegal offense. You can't do it. Even if you're not hurting anybody or bothering anybody besides yourselves. Grandma, I don't care, find some other medication that fixes your cataracts or your back pain. So those would also always be great alternatives, rather than putting people that occasionally use marijuana into a prison cell with somebody violent. So I think those would all be great alternatives.
Do you have any cons?
People are going to take advantage of it. People that really do, their experience goes beyond personal use, to the point where they're making a profit. They paid for the big screen on the wall with their proceeds. They're cutting up a pound every week and selling it to all their friends. Those people are going to claim that, well, I'm just personal use, I just need some treatment. And they're going to probably qualify. And they will abuse the system for a while, they'll get back out, and then they'll be cutting up a pound again next week. So there's probably going to be people that abuse that system as well. But I think overall, we definitely need something different than what we do now. Because a while back, the legislature here in Kansas came up with Senate Bill 123, which requires the courts to consider probation and try to consider drug treatment for people that are just using before they ever send them to prison. Now, that doesn't mean the judges like to go along with that. They're required to a certain extent, but there are a lot of different factors that will allow judges to get around that. So they can send those people to prison on a first-time possession. So.
What is the biggest issue in the comparison between drug treatment alternative and incarceration?
The biggest comparison between treatment and incarceration. They don't get any treatment while they're incarcerated. I have one client specifically right now who was in jail. He was on probation for methamphetamine use. Got clean for a while, went to treatment. Methamphetamine is a very dangerously addictive substance. So first inpatient treatment might not take, might be 1 inpatient treatment, 2 inpatient treatments, 3 visits later, or rather than 28 days, he needs to spend 6 months. Eventually, he's going to need something in that way of treatment to get through to this guy. Now, it didn't take. Now he's on the lam and running in violation of his probation. Eventually, that guy's going to have to get treatment to straighten himself out. Eventually, when he gets found this time, he's going to go straight to prison and not get any treatment whatsoever there. And when he gets released from prison 17 months from now, he's still going to be a methamphetamine addict. And he's going to run straight to his old buyers, old sellers that he got hooked up with, and he's going to be just back in the same business again. And he's still going to be addicted. So he's not going to get any treatment while he's incarcerated. If we don't fix or help to give these people some alternative to get them treated and get them better where they don't need the substance anymore, we're not doing them any justice, and we're not making them any better by just locking them up.